Ladies and gentlemen, I have very big announcement to make in both of my roles. As first, of course, as an active, first, of course, we will start in my role as an interim general manager of both NXT and NXT UK. But after that, in my role as active wrestler as well. But first, let's get into the most important news. As you all know, it was planned for us to have our next pay-per-view comes this Sunday. But this all changed because finally, after weeks and months of discussions with the boards of directors, they finally gave in and they finally switched the pay-per-view plan. So Raw and SmackDown's tables, ladders and chairs event will take place this Sunday instead of our pay-per-view. Our pay-per-view, which will be of course the Takeover World Tour event, which will be held in the United Kingdom from both NXT and NXT UK, will be not this week Sunday, it will be next week Sunday. So we have 1 week more, what we truly deserve after all this stressful and busy schedule we had. That's good news. Usually I don't agree with much of the boards of directors said, but and I'm not the biggest fan of boards of directors, so it's already figured. But in this decision, they made a very good call, and I'm thankful for it actually, and I'm not that thankful for much. As I'm already in my role as the interim general manager, let's speak about something else. Because of all the stress, because of all the hurry that we had, that we borrowed some members from Monday Night Raw. In the case of Riddle, who's feuding currently with our legend killer from our show, and same goes, of course, to Riddle's teammate from the Arcade Bros, the other half of the World Tag Team Champions, with Randy Orton, who got dragged into this whole war between Riddle and Legend Killer. They won't both members of Team Arcade Bro won't be here tonight. I know everybody's very everybody will be very upset about it, but guys, we are NXT, and usually we shouldn't borrow anyone from Raw or SmackDown, as they shouldn't borrow anyone from NXT or NXT UK. But because of the war and because of all the stress and busy schedule we had no other choice but to borrow them. But so it's only fair that for this week there won't be no Riddle or Orton at NXT or NXT UK. But next week there will be a match between Randy Orton and Legend Killer. So because of what happened last week at NXT UK, so it's only fair to have them fight it off next week on either NXT or NXT UK in a matchup. But we haven't done the match card for next week's show, obviously, because I'd like to do things spontaneously whenever I have some good ideas for match cards. I don't know if I can speak much about good ideas for tonight's match card, because it's it's kind of started with other ideas, but maybe I did make the best decisions either ways. First off, we have Zero versus Commander Aziz, a person who should have been in NXT, but he wasn't in NXT, and now he is in NXT, making his debut, his first mark on the show, and won't be easy against Zero. And that will be our opener here tonight. But after the opener after the opener, we have a return from injury, which was caused, of course, by the Demon Family. The richest man in NXT, Cameron Grimes, make his illustrious return here tonight against none other than the man of the 5-star matches himself, Legend Killer. So after that we will have the Blade Runners. Not the Blade Runners. Excuse me. Breezango versus Legado del Fantasma. I'm sorry, I'm a bit I'm too stressed right now in both private life and both roles, as in this unlikely role as the interim general manager, and it's also much unlikely with being for me in the team with my brother Big Sash, and then I have also the role as an active wrestler and other stuff that I have to worry about right now, and I'm sorry for the mistake. Breezango will be facing off against the former tag champs, Legado del Fantasma. in a normal tag match. Then we will have perhaps a bit of a preview, because the number one contender for the women's tag titles, Raquel Gonzalez and Rhea Ripley from Monday Night War, will face off against none other than one half of the NXT Women's Tag Champions and Nightmare, and her teammate, the former NXT Women's Champion Ember Moon. So Demon Family, but not the members who are the tag champs, because we switched things up before, because I'm not a fan of having the same matches over and over again. So we switch things up just a little bit in this, and same goes for the next match, where we'll be seeing the one-on-one in-ring return of our NXT Women's Champion Dakota Kai with Raquel, of course, in her corner against, from the Demon Family, it will be one half of the NXT Women's Tag Team Champions, Candice LeRae, of course, with one member of her Demon Family by her side. She can, of course, the Demon Family can decide which member they will have in this matchup. And after that, we have a very highly prestige matchup where it will be a bit perhaps of a shiny little preview of what might happen at TakeOver, even though it could turn it all. This match could turn it all around. As you all know, my brother and the other half of the NXT Tag Team Champions is a bit injured, and that's why he's been not seen last weeks on NXT and NXT UK. And we still don't know if he will make it to next week's Sunday pay-per-view event. So it's still unclear how it goes to his title match for the NXT North American Championship, but also to our tag team title defenses against the against both the father and son duo of the Demon Family as well. But if Big Rush can compete against the North American Championship, it still can be a whole different. A lot of things still could be changed, because if Clark wins tonight, he will get added to this match, making it a super sweat match with Big Rush versus the champion versus the champion, the so-called half demonic Decimon Jr., who is the North American champion. So if Clark wins, there will be a super sweat match with Big Rush versus Clark versus Decimon Jr. for the North American Championship. If the champion Decimon Jr. defeats Clark here tonight without anyone's help, it stays a one-on-one match between Big Rush and Decimon Jr. Like I said, if Big Rush can compete. Also, I don't know if we spoke about it already, but if anyone attacks Big Rush from the Demon Family or not, they will be fired immediately. And so Demon Family, if you decide to attack my brother, the board of directors will not just fire you and strip you out of all of your titles, but also there will be no persons that you can torment anymore. So that's what I think why they won't do this. Because the demons are all about torment, much like they tried to torment me last week on NXT UK, where was scheduled to face against the former rival, the first ever rival that I had, and then in my career here in NXT, and I was scheduled to fight Waddy Strong, but of course the NXT champion, the so-called demonic son of a bitch, had something other plans about, because the NXT champion, my takeover opponent, attacked me, tried to attack me, but he failed, and I tried to fight back with everything I got, and it would have worked out if there wasn't a little bitch called Kyle O'Reilly who get involved for unknown reasons, allowing the demon to toss me against this barricade, and my back still feels the effect of it, and I'm pissed off about it, because if this wasn't for Kyle O'Reilly, I would had the demon's number and kicked his ass once again. But since O'Reilly wants to get involved and wants to get a piece of myself, so congratulations, Kyle, because you will fight me in a match later tonight. Because I will get my revenge on the demon, but that will be on next week's Sunday's pay-per-view event, and I can wait for that, but I can't wait to kick O'Reilly's ass. But I have to wait a bit until the previous matches are done, and I will kick O'Reilly's ass, and after that my focus will be all on the NXT champion Decimon Senior, and I still can't believe what an opportunity it is for me to have this opportunity to becoming NXT champion, and it could all happen next week Sunday. It could be all happening. And I still can't believe it because my main focus is of getting revenge on this demonic, on the so-called demonic son of a bitch, that's Demon Senior. And I still can't believe it that I got this opportunity that I had on my goals to achieve when I was getting after I got signed this NXT, after I signed this NXT contract as a wrestler. It feels so unreal, and I can't believe that I might get one thing out of my bucket list, even though, and yeah, I have a bucket list, even though I don't have 3 letters as a name, and I'm not a goofball, but I still have this bucket list, and one thing was there, becoming NXT champion. And even though my focus is on getting revenge on the Demon, on everything that the Demons did, with all their attacks on me and my brother Big Sash as well. And I mean the Demon, the NXT champion, the so-called Demon, no matter demonic or not, as Demon Senior was involved, was the main reason why my brother Big Sash is injured and might not even make it to next week's Sunday's pay-per-view event. So I can't wait to get the revenge on him by kicking his ass and becoming NXT champion next week Sunday. And this title is very precious, it's very important, and I would like to bring the honor and respect back to the title that it deserves. And after my brother and I perhaps fought him and his son in order to retain our tag titles earlier that pay-per-view event, if my brother can be there, that would be incredible. I could be having 2 belts instead of 1, and that's so unbelievable. I mean, I never imagined in my wildest dream to becoming a tag team member and tag team champions and winning the tag titles more often than any other team in NXT history, with my brother Big Sash, and that I actually enjoy to be part of a team, because usually I walk alone, and also I don't imagine to having 2 belts in at the same time. I mean, that could be happening. I know it. I know I'm the underdog in my match versus Demon Senior, where I will fight him for the NXT championship, but it's not an unknown situation for me, because my entire life I've been the underdog. Nobody expected great things from me except myself, and I know some things I don't even thought that I could handle, that I could that sometimes I wouldn't overcome some odds, but I did time and time again in my life. So it's not an unknown situation for me. And don't forget, when I had this match with the half-demonic son of the Demon last week on NXT, I was the underdog. Nobody expected for me to walk away with the win, especially after the ambush from the NXT champion earlier in that night. Nobody expected me to defeat Demon Senior, Demon Junior, after getting ambushed by his father, my takeover opponent, Demon Senior. Nobody expected me to defeat this so-called half-demonic son of a bitch. Nobody expected that, but it happened. Despite everything, it happened. Despite every beating that I took in this matchup from the son and the father, and even before this, it doesn't matter, because I walked away victorious. And that's what could happen if the father, if the NXT champion, Demon Senior, underestimates me. Because if he does underestimate me, what's not unlikely, then I might win again and become the NXT champion. And I could see it happen in the future, and I can actually see it happen, because, like I said, I got underestimated my whole life. So it could be the same with Demon Senior, to underestimate me, no matter if he is demonic or not. Because I still can't verify that. I can't call it demonic if I haven't seen it, if I don't know it with my very own eyes, you know. If I don't see it, if I don't know it, I can't call it. So I don't know if this is just a sick and twisted human being who in his mind and own words is a demon, or if it really is an actual demon. I can't tell it right away, because for me, demons only exist in stories and the movies and the TV screens, and serious in fictions, but not in reality. So he would be the first demon that actually would be a demon in literal way. And before I can verify that he is an actual demon, I would call him and his son so-called demons. But speaking about the devil in the room, speaking about my takeover opponent, the NXT champion, Death Demon Senior, I've specially picked a mystery opponent for you, and it will be perhaps the most fitting opponent of all time, because it will be a mystery, but I think it's an opponent that couldn't been any more fitting or any more better as it is. So I hope the demon is ready. I hope the demon is prepared, and because there won't be any excuses when I hopefully take this precious NXT championship out of his rotten clutches comes next week Sunday. So I want the demon to get prepared as much as he can, because I want him to be in his A game as much as I will be at my A game, as much as even perhaps my brother will be at his A game when he faces his son for the NXT North American Championship, no matter if it will be a super sweat match with Clark involved or not, and if my brother can compete, but also if he can compete, then it will be the brothers versus the demons, and for the tag titles, and the brothers, like we always do, we will give everything we got, and we will fight like we never fought before, and we will do everything in our power to defend the NXT championships over this father and son, this rotten father and son duo of the so-called demons. But that's all I have to say in most of my words, so let's get into the action.